original unopened. Those are phrases we love to hear because it means we got something that, well, qualifies above and beyond that of everything else. This topic we're going to chat about here in a minute is something we've only seen 3 times in the last 12 months, which means it's special. Take a look at this one. Unopened official U.S. Mint proof sets. And it's not from last year or last decade or the 1980s or 1990s. We're going back to the second generation of packaging, which was the envelope. Remember, the first 5 years, 1950 through 1955, for 6 years, was the little box with 2x2 flips stapled together with wrapping paper, basically, tissue paper on the inside. 1955, they advanced it to this beautiful envelope. And inside is a poly pack, and we'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And that stayed this way until 1963. We changed proof set manufacturing from Philadelphia to San Francisco at that time. And in 1968, we went to the hard pack. Now, inside of all of these unopened proof sets, we opened the set, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the U.S. Mint seal on the bottom. You're going to see a reddish cent, a bluish nickel, and beautiful silver coins. Most of you have seen this before. Those are what they call repacks, because the packaging or the outer wrap, i.e. the envelope, is just damaged or just not what we want to see. So tonight, it's about unopened. And again, we buy and sell these as unopened for a reason. Value in not opening up this thing. It's like a comic book that we don't read and we collect, and those are the ones that grade properly. Now, inside of these 2 sets are 5 coins. 3 of them are 90% silver, the dime, the quarter, and the $half. In this case, the $half being a Franklin. The Franklin series ended in 1963. That was their last issue. So this is the second and third towards the end. Again, as I referenced when I walked in, I can't tell you the last time I have seen a deal of unopened proof sets. Now, if you watch the other networks, they talk about it all the time. But what they talk about is, hey, I found this deal, and I opened them all up, and I sent them in for certification, because that's what all the experts do. Because these sets, if they were stored properly, and you can usually tell by the way the envelope looks, whether they've been stored properly, the right temperature, the right moisture, etc., those are the ones there's a chance that you're going to find 67s or higher inside of the proof set. The repacks, you're not going to find anything above 65, maybe a 66. That would be a big ask. But all the high grades, the desired grades, 67 and higher, they come out of unopened proof sets. Now here's our deal again. They're unopened. When they get to you, they should stay unopened. If you want to open them, you can. It's totally your prerogative. Part of the value is they're unopened. Big part of the value. Because in the industry, we know the value of original government packaging. And with proof sets from this decade, it's unopened. Now, tonight, the other part is we're saving $10. We're normally $59.95. Tonight, the special is $10 less, so we're under $50, which means you can buy a regular 61 proof set from me or an unopened one for the same price tonight. That's how special this is. There's always that 20-25% premium for original unopened in the industry. Now, our competition has opened proof sets repackaged, as we saw you in that hard plastic lens, for $80. We're $30 less, and we're the original format. If you want just the $half from each of these respective sets, the 61's the premium, $84 for that $half, cut out of this set. The 62 is at $68.50. If you add in the silver dime and the silver quarter, the 62 sets over $1.30, the 61 sets over $1.50 in break value. Again, not advocating you open it up, not advocating you break it. That's just the value of the individual coins, the silver proof coins inside. Each year without fail. P's and D's in circulation, and then they make the special proof. And again, at this time in history, Philadelphia made all of our proofs. It's the key coin, the low mintage coin. Now, what is a proof? Good question. I'll get into that. Proof is not a condition, it's a method of manufacture, how they make something. We kind of treat it like a condition. So a regular coin for circulation or a circulation strike is just 2 dies slapped once and into the bin, right? A proof uses those 2 dies, but they polish both sides, the front and the back. So when you see the coin, both sides are proof, polished, right? The piece of metal in the middle, whether it's the cent or the $half on these 5 coin sets, is also polished. Where a regular coin is struck once, a proof coin is struck twice with enormous pressure. That gives us the look and feel of glass, right? In this case, like you're looking in a mirror. Now, in the middle 1980s, they came into the contrasting or frosting opportunity, and some of those proof sets, as they advanced, are beautiful. Again, San Francisco took over in 1968. That's when the hard packs started. Prior, this is the deal. So that's why it's so special to get these gorgeous sets in the original packaging. Original envelopes, just as they were made over half a century ago. Yeah, we're talking about 60 years ago is when these 2 sets were made available. If you bought a single set, they put your name on a little label and stuck it on the envelope and mailed it to you. We see a lot of those. If you bought 5 or you bought 10, that's where these came from. They would be in a little box. So that way the envelopes are intact, they're not wrinkled, they're not tattered, which sometimes can happen through the Postal Service just as a regular letter would, right? That seal on the back is just wow. Guys, let's put a 1-minute clock up. It's been a lot of fun talking. Phones are going well. We thank you. Remember, we do have other proof sets, all of them dating back to the middle 1950s. And I have a small number of 60 to 64s in stock right now, maybe even a couple of 59s in the unopened area. So if you are handy, going to our website, avccoins.com, on the left-hand side, you'll see a proof set button. Click it, sort it by age, i.e. you want alphabetically, you want the 50 before the 2023, and it'll show you all this stuff early. It's great stuff. Every once in a while we get them. This deal we bought had a small concentration of 61s and 62s. There was like 2 60s, 3 63s, 4 59s. It was just a great grouping. And again, thrilled to have the opportunity to talk about it, because this is some of the stuff that when you've been doing this as long as I have, 35 plus years of just in the industry, pretty much my entire life as a collector, you don't see this anymore. And tonight, not $80+ for a repack, not normally $59. Tonight, our unopened sets are only $49.95. That's a deal. And it's why we call this segment the Daily Deal.